Hi everyone, we have a bit of a special episode today. I am back here with my friend Brad. We've done a previous episode together, and he sent me a voice note the other week saying, I want to interview you for your podcast. I'm always sharing
Yeah.
everyone else's story.
hmm
So I have absolutely no idea what questions he's gonna ask me, and
You're obviously
I'm here
gonna,
for it.
yeah. Yeah, no, I thought it would be really cool just to get insight onto your journey, your story, because obviously when you're doing the interview and you're listening and you're taking in and you're giving insight on everyone else's life. So I thought, why not, yeah, ask you a few questions and see a few things about you. So let's just go straight in, I'll say, from the top. First one, what was the things you found toughest once you started making positive changes in your life?
Oh, the first thing that comes to my mind is thinking about other people's perceptions on the changes that you want to make. So, for example, when you want to stop drinking alcohol, or I dove straight into spirituality and I was like, oh, people are going to think I'm weird.
When you actually was like, no, I'm ready to kind of change for the better, was that one of the first things? Like, was it the alcohol? Was it like, oh, are people not going to get the spirituality? Was that kind of like one of the first things that would play on your mind a little bit?
I have always worried, this is probably going to be not what people expect. I've always worried that people are going to be like, prove it.
Right.
I have grown up feeling like you've got to have all these certifications and different pieces. So when I first went into the spiritual rabbit hole and learned all about the mind body connection, and because my journey really started with physical health, I was such a hypochondriac. I was always worried that I was going to get cancer or like
Yeah.
meningitis or like something awful was going to happen. When I learned that actually a lot of physical symptoms are actually just emotions trapped in the body or trauma or could be linked to past lives, I was like, wow, this is mind blowing. It's actually not just like luck,
hmm
or yes, it is to do with how you eat and move, but it's so linked to your thoughts and mindset.
Mm.
And I was like, people are going to think I'm crazy if I post this online, or they're going to question me and be like, where did you get this from? How can you
Yeah.
prove it? Tell me I'm wrong. Whereas actually now, I don't care if people tell me I'm wrong. I can reference you the books and whatnot that I've read. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life was the biggest one for me. She talks about every single physical symptom and the emotion that is linked to it.
hmm
But I just realized more and more that people need to know this. A lot of women that come to me, they have polycystic ovaries, they have endometriosis, PMDD, and yeah, we don't know why they've got it, but I know that they're attracted to me because the emotional cause of these like feminine issues are to do with having an unbalanced masculine and feminine energy. We're brought up in this masculine dominated society when people need to be more in their feminine energy, and that's why they're brought to me and drawn to me. And but yeah, it has been a challenge to
Yeah.
be able to express these things and share them.
And
And
not to care how it's perceived, which is interesting because that was the same as me when I first started, obviously going down that road. I used to always, well, I still do sometimes, always worry about how things are perceived or if people don't understand them as such. Because it's like, I know how I see it, but I'm always like, how much do I share? Because then other people might either think something of me or not understand it, and that just would be wasted. So, yeah, I completely get it.
definitely, and I realize that you don't have to prove or force. Some people aren't going to get it, and like that's actually fine. But when you're speaking about these things, the right people will be attracted to
hmm
you. And I found that's just what I've received over the last 5 years is receiving more and more aligned people. And actually, I didn't really have to let go of anyone.
Yeah.
There was, well, I have had a breakup, but it wasn't like I lost loads of friends or anything like that.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of people grew with me
Yeah.
and learned from me, which I loved. And I love when you like bring people up or
hmm
they drop off, and like that's up to them. But people want to know the weird stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm finding that the more authentic you can be now, it's just a shortcut to getting what you want, the feeling, the happiness and stuff like that. Love that. All right. Number two, what daily habits are non-negotiable for you now?
Meditation. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I do journaling first. So I journal normally 3 pages. I got it from the Artist's Way book. And this can be like a brain dump. I write what I'm grateful for. I write a list of things that I want to do that day and what I want to achieve. And I just let pen and paper flow.
Hmm.
Often my intuition comes out. So I'll get ideas. It might be like a content idea. It might be something that I want to do that day or idea for a program later in the week. So journaling I just find like so magic, as well as for processing emotions. Like, oh, I'm feeling not that great today, why is this? And then you start diving into it.
Hmm.
Oh, that makes sense. And I don't know, just when it's on the paper, it's
Yeah,
out, it's out of the
it's a form of
mind.
letting it go or writing it down so you can come back to it for reference and stuff like that.
Definitely. And with journaling, celebration has been so key for me. When I first started this journey, I was celebrating myself every day because I was quite critical of myself before,
Yeah,
never felt like I was doing enough. So I would celebrate like, oh, I done my 5 minute meditation
yeah.
today, or I ate a healthy meal.
Hmm.
Whereas now I don't really do that every day. I write what I'm grateful for
Yeah,
or whatnot, but I think I'm more of like a monthly celebrator. I want to like write down every good thing that's
yeah.
happened and realize how far you've come,
Hmm.
because we don't give ourselves enough credit. I think that even today you came around
Yeah,
and I was sharing, oh, do you know what? I actually felt a bit off this morning. I've had a really amazing weekend. It's been really special. I was on a high, but now I'm leaving the country after 4 months. I've been feeling a bit low and I didn't really feel like doing as much work as I
yeah,
normally do. But actually, when I get to the end of the day, if I wrote down all of the things that I've done today, I've still smashed it.
yeah,
So it depends how you perceive it. So journaling would be the first thing,
yeah,
meditation. So I literally just do 10, 12 minutes in silence. It's just part of my morning routine. I've got rid of coffee. I say that
yeah.
I still like coffee,
But
but
as
I'm
like a
trying to
regular
not have that.
practice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all the
okay.
time. I used to have that first thing every single morning, but it really, I don't know the science behind it, but like dysregulates your hormones, puts you in like fight or flight,
Yeah,
basically.
no, when you haven't had it as well, don't you? If you like used to having it every day and then you don't, then you'll feel the gap, you know?
Yeah. So if I am going to have a coffee, I'll have it after breakfast, after food. And
Hmm.
it's these small shifts that you make each day that make such a big impact. They're like my two main morning ones. I want to exercise every day. For me, it's different. Some days I go for a walk in the morning if it's sunny. Other days I'll go to the gym or do a bit of yoga. I'll just fit it into my schedule, however it works. And they happen no matter where I am, what
That's
I'm
good.
doing, like go
Yeah,
on holiday. And I might change it to a degree. I might do a 5 minute meditation
yeah.
rather than a 10 minute, or I might write a paragraph rather than 3 pages if I'm on holiday. But I know that they make me the best versions of me. And then to
Yeah.
be honest, the food I eat,
Yeah.
this is so ingrained that it doesn't actually feel like a habit, but
Hmm.
I eat a high protein breakfast
Yeah.
and then I always have protein with each
Yeah.
meals. I eat whole foods, as little processed as possible, and I know that like that helps me
Yeah.
thrive. And then at the end of the day, sleep routine,
Yeah.
huge. Like get off your phone and
Yeah.
like actually wind down. I go to bed at 9:30 every night.
Do you give yourself like a time normally where you're like, right, that's phone away time, or is it just
I've got an
varied?
app on my phone. You can get it on all iPhones called Opal, and it gets me out of all social media for like chunks of every single day. That stops me at 8 p.m., so I can't get on
Yeah.
anything. So I pretty much only use WhatsApp after then.
Hmm.
And I'm not got like a hard line on it, but normally between half eight, 9 p.m., I'm like, I'm done now. I might
Yeah.
send one good night text to my boyfriend. But I'm
Love that.
trying not to like actively be listening to stuff and
Yeah.
responding to it between. And I also love that I have that chunked out throughout the day as well, so that I'm not always receiving notifications,
Hmm.
because you can go on Instagram and go in a hole and respond to things, create a few stories, a few more people message you. It could be
Hmm.
on there for a few hours
There's
without even
always
realizing.
something to check or get back to or do. I'm terrible with my phone in the best way. Like everyone knows me, like you can't get hold of me. Airplane mode, like anything. But I'm sometimes at night I will go on it and I'll notice the difference either my sleep or the next morning how tired I am, depending on how late I am. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
and
good
it's
one.
not really like a non-negotiable routine as such, but the more you do this work, the more you implement the changes into your life. I naturally have a very positive mindset. And
Mm,
like, yeah, I'll have wobbles and I'll allow that and I'll journal on it. But if I'm not feeling good, I know how to get myself out of it.
yeah.
So like the
Which sets me
positive
on like questions
mindsets.
actually. On
Okay, go for
leads
it.
me perfectly into my next question. How would you or how do you navigate through a bad day now compared to before?
Oh, before. If I'm talking about my journey 5 years ago, I did always have a very fun life. Like life has been
Yeah.
good, but I was just so busy. So I would have had a bad day, but I would have just pushed through and I would have just kept doing everything that was on my list. I would have gone
Mhm.
to work, I would have gone to the gym, I would have like gone and made food and just like got through it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have asked myself any reason as to why it was a bad day. I would have just been like, it's just a bad day
Just accept
and
it and
accepted
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
But the day would have continued to be bad,
Yeah.
probably. Whereas now, most days are really good, but I would connect with why I'm feeling that way. And often there's a valid reason. So, like today, I was like, oh, I'm feeling a bit sad about going back, leaving England, like leaving my new partner, like leaving my community of people. I've also worked a lot of the weekend, although it was really fun. So when it comes to Monday morning, I just didn't want to do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I've acknowledged that. And then you think, how can you shift your energy? So this
Mm,
morning for me, I was like, right, well, I'm going to go to the gym first thing. It wasn't normally on
mm,
my to-do list after my meditation and my journaling.
hmm.
But I was like, that's how I'm going to shift my energy is like get out of your head and into your body. And I like to like kind of multitask. So while I'm at the gym, I was listening to some business trainings that I wanted to do. And then you come out and I felt better already.
Yeah. So having them healthy tools, isn't it? Having
The
the
tools.
knowledge of and the tools to go, all right, it's not a good day today, so what can I do that is beneficial to me that's gonna make me feel better rather than maybe previously you might have gone down done things that are actually gonna add to your load, maybe.
I also wouldn't tell myself I'm having a bad day. Like I can have
Mm.
a bad moment,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
or I can
Yeah.
have a moment that I'm finding more emotional or challenging. I really watch the words that I use. And I
Mm.
think if we're affirming it's a bad day, then
You're creating it.
you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm having a moment. It's normal. I'm
Yeah.
human, but the day can still be magic. This can still be
Mm.
amazing.
Hmm.
And yeah, what can I do? And for me, it was releasing the pressure too. So I
Hmm.
was like, I have things I want to do, but let's look at what are the non-negotiables for today. Like, what do I actually need to do? So
Hmm.
for me, I had a training booked in, I had the podcast. I mean, I could have cancelled this if I wanted
Yeah,
to, but
yeah.
and if I wasn't feeling good, I would
You
have.
feel
But
comfortable now. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, so let go of anything that you don't actually need to do and then start doing maybe some of the things that are not the biggest tasks. So
Hmm.
not the things that you just don't feel like doing. So I was like, okay, I've written a list of all the things I want to get done. What's some of the easiest ones I can do? Tick
Yeah.
off. Then I start feeling good because I'm like, right,
Hmm.
you ticked off some stuff on your list. You're actually
Hmm.
doing pretty good today. And this really connects with the balance of masculine and feminine energy. I used to be very masculine energy, which is like doing logic, productivity, must do everything that I've said that I'll do on my list today. If I don't, you're failing.
Yeah.
And you can't let anyone down. You can't go back on your word. Like if you've told someone you're going to meet them, then you should do it. Otherwise, you're
Hmm.
unreliable. Like these would have been the thoughts going through my head. Whereas
Mm.
now I believe what's best for me is best for other people. If I want to cancel something, then it's probably going to be good for them too. And
Sure.
also, they're probably not going to be bothered. I've had clients and friends cancel on
Hmm.
me. And often when it happens, I'm like, oh, that's a nice, I've got an hour
Yeah.
back in my
What do I do
day.
now with my time? Yeah.
Yeah. So I start perceiving it in that way, as well as working with my cycle. So as a woman, we've all got periods and we're not supposed to be as productive the whole month round. So I like plan around that as well as if I'm again not feeling that good, I'm in my luteal phase of my cycle, I'm about to come my period, then I'm release the pressure. Like you
Hmm.
don't have to do as much today. You'll feel better another time. So you can do it then. And yeah, just learning to like flow a bit more and be like, okay, we can switch around the schedule. I can do this
Hmm.
now, I'll do this later. And yeah, like
Yeah.
celebrate yourself no matter what when the day comes to the end. Like you did the best you could with the
Yeah.
day that you had. That's
Mm.
it.
And like, I guess that is like improving on like the muscle of knowing yourself, I guess, isn't it? Of like, I know what works for me. I know that before maybe my perception would have been like I had to force through, whereas now I know myself. I can literally just do the things that I need to do and that make me happy. And then that changes the bad moments into like just a bad moment rather than a bad day.
Definitely. I do think a lot of us have things on our list that we don't want to do for some reason. And there were some of those things on my list today. And although, yeah, I want life to always be fun and it can be more enjoyable than we make it. Sometimes we just got to do hard things too. And
Hmm.
sometimes I just give myself all right, 45 minutes, do this
Yeah.
task that you've been putting off. Within those 45 minutes, you'll get something done, and then it's done. You
And
know,
then you
like
ain't
just
got to
get
do
it
any more of the
sorted.
rubbish jobs or the ones you don't want to do, and then you can go on to enjoy the rest of your day, even.
Maybe give myself a treat afterwards because I'm like, well, you've done it. And often when I actually just get started, that's when it starts flowing. And then I'm like, oh, okay, first 10 minutes wasn't that great, didn't enjoy it, but now I'm in the flow of it. And now it's
It
good.
wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, next.
Oh, can I add something to that?
You can.
The last piece I'd say is communicating with people if you're struggling or if you just need someone to hold space for you or just listen to you or give any advice. So I definitely have people that I go to if I'm having a bit of a wobble, and just saying it out loud makes me feel better. And often we don't actually need someone to give us advice. We just want someone to hear someone say, "Oh, I get it." Like, yeah, that would be hard.
Sure. Or just to get it out, like you say, just to verbally say it, and then it's processed, then it's done.
Because back in the day as well, I was someone who would have hid when I didn't feel good because I wanted people to just think I was like a really positive, happy, bubbly
The
person.
perception thing again. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't want people to know my vulnerable side because I thought sensitivity was a weakness and I didn't want to be seen as weak. I wanted to be like strong, unbothered. So I would hide these things and then they would just eat me up.
Mm.
And then everyone thinks you're fine. So they act like you're fine. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
actually, when you share how you're really feeling, people don't see that as a weakness. Like that's actually such a strength to be
Mm-hmm.
able to share what is real for you at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm. Just brings that human nature back into play because everyone goes through them times where they're like, I'm not feeling it today, XYZ. But so when someone else actually lets you know, it actually makes you respect them so much more. That's how I perceive it anyway.
And it just reminds us that we're all human, and then other people feel safe to share with you when they're having a bit of a wobble. They're like, they'll get it because like
They're
they do
not
the
in the thick of it
same.
all, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
And sometimes you need a little cuddle, you know, need a
Yeah.
cuddle, a hug,
Cry,
can't
so
cry.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it out, yeah.
Mm.
Okay, next question. What are you most proud of yourself for?
Starting my business
Mm-hmm.
would be one of the main ones. I knew when I was younger that I was going to be like a leader or a manager in some way. I feel like I've always had that type of energy,
Mm-hmm.
even though when I was younger I was sensitive. I was quite quiet. I was more introverted on the scale, but I just knew that I was here to lead people somewhere.
Mm.
But I didn't know what was possible for me. I've always just been someone that says yes, like yes, I'm going to push myself out my comfort zone. And part of that it will definitely be my parents. Like my dad started his own business. He's always pushed me to do things that scare me. So the first thing that comes to mind as well is when I went to university, I got first class degree,
Mm-hmm.
but I did really amazing in my dissertation. And they asked me to come speak on a stage, do a lecture to second year
Mm-hmm.
students on my dissertation, how
Yeah.
to write it, the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said yes straight away, even though that scared me so much. Like, I couldn't think of anything worse than
Yeah.
actually doing that. But I've just been someone that says yes. So I remember that would be like a really proud moment to be like, I'm 21 and I'm like speaking on a stage already
Mm-hmm.
and like sharing my knowledge and gifts with other people and helping them. And then I was really proud of myself for getting a job in London straight after uni. It was what other people would have deemed successful, but it was
Mm-hmm.
so boring, like so boring that then I would say, oh, I'm proud of myself for getting out of that, like
Yeah.
not continuing down the normal path of what other people think success is. Like, yeah, I earned good money. Yeah, I could have continued my career in corporate finance, but I just had this inner knowing that was like, you want to go traveling. So I booked my flight to go to Sri Lanka, went to Bali, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Australia, and I did that without knowing who was going to come with me. I had the first month sorted where my brother and my friend from uni came to Sri Lanka with me to volunteer. And then I was like, I'll just figure it out.
Mm.
And then met someone in Bali, met my two best boy mates in Australia, ended up traveling around Asia with two girls from Essex as well. And everything just works out. But I'm proud of myself for having the courage to go and do that. And all of
Mm.
these things have a like ripple effect. If you don't do the one thing, then it doesn't lead you to the
Mm-hmm.
next thing. And then I lived in Australia, which wasn't on the plan either. I just thought I'd travel around Asia for 4 months, but then I've been gone nearly 10 years now. Yeah, doing things that are outside the norm, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
is the overarching theme. So I did get back into a normal job when I lived in New Zealand because you have to earn money to
Yeah.
live. but then having the courage to try something new, work with a life coach, join in a women's program, which the first one I joined was $900. So it was about £500.
Hmm.
And to spend that felt like a really big amount of money for
Yeah,
me
it's
to
just like a bit of
spend.
a gamble in some aspects. Like there's a safe thing to do, but you're like almost saying you're proud of yourself for going against the safe option because you know the longer run is going to benefit you and stuff like that.
And I just went with that nudge and was like, oh, I'll try this. And that really was the seed that was planted that pushed me to learn more about myself because I didn't really do any kind of internal work before
Hmm.
then. But then also that was the seed that was like, you could start your own business, you could do
Mm,
this, you're made for this.
yeah.
And then continuously taking action over the years to read the books, do the things I'm interested in, invest in a course to become a health coach,
Hmm.
and even when I was doing that, I didn't know how I was going to make it work. I didn't even think about how I was actually going to start the business. I was like, just focus on this next step and then
Mm,
figure it out when you've got to figure out the next
mm,
bit. And then being like, oh, well, I guess I've got to get my first client. I've got to start an Instagram. I've got to put myself out there.
yeah.
I guess being able to do uncomfortable things and
Yeah.
put myself
And
in
take
these
the action.
situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well as other hard things I've had to do in my life, ending like a almost 7 year relationship. These things aren't easy,
Mm,
but you've got to do hard things and you'll know when something's not right for you. And really, we're just like wasting time and energy if we're in situations that aren't serving us.
mm,
And I say that with love as well, like
hmm.
lovely person, but it's just when if you're not with aligned people, you're not going to thrive.
Yeah, you got to be true to yourself in your actions, and it's almost like again training that muscle of kind of nervous about something, but you know it's right. Take the action, then it pays off. So then next time you're more and more able to do it, and then you're probably at a point now where you're not even probably thinking about. You just do it, don't you? You just
I'm
you.
just constantly expanding my comfort zone. I'm like, all right,
Hmm.
what's the next challenge?
Hmm.
And I'd say with being proud, I'm proud of myself for showing my vulnerabilities to other people and
Hmm.
sharing that more and more. When
Hmm.
you share a lot of your life on Instagram, I know at the start of my Instagram journey, I was still sharing a lot of the positive mindset shifts and yeah, these are amazing, but it's really the diving into the depths that provides you a lot
It's
of the
vulnerable. Yeah, it's
transformation.
very vulnerable, isn't it?
As soon as I started sharing about getting ghosted or, crying, being upset, or the times that I found challenging, that's when people connect with you because they're like,
Hmm.
oh, you're human too. You don't just have it really good and easy. Because I'm like, no, I don't. But people can perceive that you've got a really, like, just easy life if that's all you're sharing with people.
Hmm.
And then they make assumptions.
100%. Especially like you say at the start of your journey, you was maybe worried about perception as being a thing. So the fact now that you are so vulnerable and share so openly online, I'd say yeah, it's a massive proud moment for you, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And then doing the in-person stuff. Like me and Brad have been
Mm,
doing these events. These community gatherings, not many people do this. Definitely not in England. I've not seen
mm,
anything like this. Us using our strengths as well, bringing our gifts, bringing people together, and then encouraging them to share their gifts in these
mm,
situations has been so magic. And as well as that, I've been doing women's circles, women's retreats. I went to an event before, and this woman said to me, "You need to start doing in-person events." This was in February.
mm,
You need February last year. You need to start doing in-person events. She was like, "The content doesn't even matter. People just need to be with you." And that really gave me the nudge to do it. And then in April, I held my first event because I was like, "Stop putting it off. Just do
yeah.
it. Just get one foot in front of the other." And I held my first women's circle. 9 women joined. It was amazing. And I'm like, people need these spaces. We just need
Mm,
the courage, and there is that masculine energy of just like making it happen.
Yeah, it's a mixture of the courage and being able to take the action and just physically do, not sit and think on it too much. Because the more you sit and think, there's more chance that your brain's gonna come up with more reasons why you shouldn't do it. So yeah, that balance I think is key there.
Yeah, and the ripple effect that happens when you do the things make you want to do it even more. You never know what's going to happen, but the amount of like lives I know I've changed already in my
Mhm.
less than 2 years in business, I know it's huge.
Yeah. And I would say as well, to add to what you were saying as well, is like from the first time when you're actually starting something, it's amazing how quick you can pick up and run with things. Like you're saying, you only just done your first in-person event in April, but I can guarantee by your first or second or third one, you were completely comfortable and at home. And that's the same for me with the community events. I remember the first one thinking like, God, this is like really new for me. Like, what's it going to be like? And then now, just fast forward to the fourth one. I won't even think about it on the drive here. You know, you kind of fall into that once you've done something the first time and it went okay, and then your mind suddenly is completely off it. So yeah, the speed that you can pick things up, I think, is mega quick.
Definitely. And this episode's probably late 30s in the episodes. And I had this idea in November. In December, I published my first episode. If we put things off too long, they don't tend to get done. But I know so many people listen to these and they love it.
Mm,
And part of this taking action is learning how to listen to your intuition, because I'm not just taking action on loads of random ideas and burning myself out. I'm listening to my intuition, I'm getting these intuitive nudges and I'm acting on them quick.
mm. I'm still practicing on my procrastination. I'm yet to be mastered, but yeah, getting better.
But that's the thing is,
Yeah,
we're not perfect either. And I'm not to say that I'm perfect, because there are things that I
yeah.
have been putting off. I've been creating this online program for ages, and but I know why I'm putting it off too,
Mhm.
because I want it to be perfect.
Mm,
And I'm actually better at messy, imperfect
mm.
action.
Just running with it and then figuring it out as you're going, which is the best.
And I do believe in divine timing too. Maybe
Mm,
other things are meant for different times,
yeah.
and it doesn't matter if it happens now or in a few months or in a year.
Yeah, that's an important thing actually, because something I used to always do was always be like, oh, I've had a few options maybe where I could go, and then I pay too much attention on what's the right one, when all I should have been doing is just doing any of them, and then I will be shown what is the right one, and maybe by doing that one, you gain something from that, which is going to then take you onto the thing, which is the thing, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to pick something and go with it.
Mm,
Yeah. And know that the answers will come to you or you'll be redirected. But it's like we're moving. We're always moving in a direction. Doesn't matter the speed. But yeah, I'm going.
amazing, cool. And then next question on here I have: what brings you the most joy in life?
Do you know what? I actually knew you were going to ask me that question
Did
just
you?
the second before you
What?
said
Because you
it.
can read it.
No, I actually can't read it from here. I just had the word joy pop into my mind. What brings me the most joy in life?
In life, yeah.
The small moments.
Hmm.
For me, it's connection with people, having really interesting conversations and feeling like someone is learning from me or gets me or feels something from the conversation that we're having. I love intensity. So intense conversations
Intense
about
barbecue.
intense barbecue. That's what people call our events. But yeah, talking about things that maybe other people don't really talk about. But like, I like people's body languages. I like seeing people
Mm.
smile and laugh. I like making people smile. I love in my sessions, like coaching clients, when I I feel like I can connect the dots with people's body language, but also what they're saying. I can like read between the lines,
Hmm.
and people will come to me with one perceived problem, and I can see the answer is something completely unrelated.
Hmm.
And I love being able to tell people that in the moment, and they're like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh, yeah, like
How?
wow.
Yeah, you just literally made my life basically. Yeah.
Like they wouldn't have seen it because
Mhm.
it doesn't really make sense. So I guess I
Yeah.
get a lot of joy in that, and just seeing people enjoy themselves and
Mm.
knowing that I've had some part to play in it,
Making an impact
making
and
an
living
impact.
your purpose, I guess.
That's the
Yeah.
the major thing with me. But like spending time with people I love, like my friends, my
Mm.
family, yeah, just in the present moment, not worrying about anything else.
Mm.
Might be going for a walk in the sunshine, eating good food. I love traveling and visiting new places. But it really is the little things in life that
Hmm.
that do get you. But yeah, feeling
Yeah.
like I'm making an impact is a huge one.
Wicked.
What about you? I'd love to hear.
What brings me the most joy? Well, first thing that popped in my head was music. To be
Yeah.
honest, like that's just again, I'm never really sad if I'm listening to music. To be honest, but again, like you, I'm a people's person. Just again, off doing the community events and stuff like that. When I've had conversations with people, and then I've seen them the next time, and then they've told me what they've done and or how it's helped them in certain areas. Like I've that gives me a lot of joy to be like, okay, wow, like I'm still someone that's potentially going through my journey, but I can still be as of service, sorry, to others. So yeah, I'd say helping music. Yeah, there's a lot of joy in life. Food brings me a lot of joy in life. I'm a big foodie, but yeah, I'd say them three sprung to mind first.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to notice what comes to us straight away.
Mm, that's normally the one, ain't it? When it comes to you straight away.
Yeah.
So that is actually all my questions. So I don't know whether to just think of one more off the top of my head. Okay, here you go. If you could give your younger self one bit of advice, what would it be and why?
Embrace exactly who you are. Don't think your sensitivity is a weakness. It's definitely a strength, and you don't have to pretend to be someone else or to have, yeah, try and be cool or hide how you feel. You're going to attract the right people to you when you're just being your authentic self. I would say that in words that she would understand,
Mm,
though.
yeah, that's all good. Yeah, 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 I love it.
But just knowing that, yeah, you're perfect as you are,
Hmm.
and you're going to achieve big things, take the pressure off,
Hmm.
and spend more time in the present moment. Allow yourself to like fantasize and be a bit away with the fairies. Don't
Hmm.
feel like you have to achieve, and like success in school doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's good to learn, but the grades don't matter. Even though I did good, like
There
that
was
didn't
other
help.
areas that were more important to you of learning and growing at the time rather than books and stuff like that.
Even at university, I'd be like sitting in bed highlighting the textbook while people were going on a night out, Like,
Because you thought in your head it was so important at the time.
yeah. And
Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
got a first
interesting.
class degree, and yeah, that's amazing. But
Mm,
also, I could have got involved in so many community initiatives, which I would have
mm,
probably loved so much more than that. So, yeah, maybe the other piece is don't put any rules on yourself. Don't
mm.
listen to what other people tell you that you should do, but actually do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, take steps, don't be doing nothing, but follow what excites and interests you rather than what society tells you
Yeah.
will be a successful life and career.
So yeah, like sometimes listen to what you're saying to yourself inside rather than what everyone's trying to tell you. 'Cause sometimes enough people tell you, "Oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that." You eventually start to listen to it, don't you? And whereas deep down, you're probably just fine as you are. Just you're
Yeah,
fine. You're on your own timeline. You're going as at your own rate. So just enjoy whilst you're on that journey because you'll be picking up things all the time.
yeah, definitely. I've got a question for you.
All right, roles reverse. Go on then.
What have you learned by spending time with me?
Okay, what have I learned by spending time with you? Straight away, again, I would say to enjoy being out of your comfort zone. I would say because you are the almighty nudger. Like you're just constantly in a nice way, just pushing you out into the water to go on, then off you go. And that's not something I used to do at all. It was always within a comfort zone. And it's only once I've been doing that I've actually been progressing a lot quicker. Because suddenly you just get to a point where you realize like the things that you thought you were apprehensive or scared about are all self-imposed and they're like imaginary. So then you get to this point where it's like, okay, if that's like just up to me to do, then actually everything's limitless and it's just a bit of a game now. You can just play and choose where you want to go and push it in those directions. So I'd say, yeah, I would say from you it would have been enjoy being out of your comfort zone, and it's important to do it around the right people as well because you know you've got that support network there rather than being around certain people that maybe would be like quick to shut the door if you make one wrong move or something like that. So I would say that, yeah. Yeah.
Being around the right people is key for everyone. We
Mm.
want people to support us. And yeah, if someone's going to put you down and put your ideas down, then you are going to be less likely to do it. So the environment you're in is going to make a huge impact.
Mm.
Me and Brad were just talking in the kitchen before starting this podcast, and you were talking about, oh, there's all these possibilities, and we're dreamers. And I'm like,
Mm.
yeah. And to spend time with people who are like, yeah, and it could be bigger. Like they're the
Yeah,
type of people that you want to
expand
spend
it.
time
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
And when we were on the phone over the last like year planning the events that we were going to do when I came back to Essex, we were talking about like we could be going to Ibiza or different countries and doing
Yeah.
different stuff. And that's not what we've done this year, but
Mm.
I think we know that the potential and the possibilities are so big.
Sure.
And having people that believe in you and that would be like, yeah, I'll do it with you
Hmm.
as well is only going to make you want to do it more and make
That's
it
it.
more fun.
It's just setting up that inner belief in yourself of right, believe something, achieve it, and then next time go even bigger, and then keep working like that, because there is actually no limits on what you can do if you believe it. The only time you'll get limited on it is if you don't actually believe it yourself, and then you'll just see like shut doors again in front of you. So I'd agree with you there. And on that, I just want to say thanks to you for hosting the community events, for nudging me and co-hosting with you, because it has been wicked. And I was saying at the last community event, like, again, there's only been four, so from the first to the fourth, I actually feel like a completely different person in like just every part of life. So I just want to say thanks to you for that while I'm on here.
It's making me feel emotional. No, it's been so amazing, and like getting more connected with you, like deepening our friendship. We didn't really know each other maybe a year ago, and being able to do this work with you has been so amazing. Inviting more men into our spaces, which on our first event we had 3 men, one of them being my brother and my brother's best mate, who
and then me, yeah.
exactly. So like we didn't really have that many men, but then all of the other events we had pretty much 50-50 men and women split. And some of the women we're sharing this weekend healed. It's been amazing to spend time with like healthy masculine men,
with men and women in the same environment, all have the same mindset and stuff like that,
and safe men as well, because people have had different trauma with different people, and the types of people that do come to these events are more conscious people, or are people who are into growth and development and wanting to be more mindful.
And it's like that sense of unity and community, because I think there's so much division in the world. There's so much trying to get people to play off each other, men against women and stuff like that. And then when you come to the community event, there's literally none of that. We all are just equal beings and just vibing with each other. And I think that brings a real nice sense of balance to people's lives, because sometimes it's hard to get the time, first of all, to be able to have them conversations and hold the space with people like that. So I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, it's been magic. We've been a good pair.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have commented on that as well. And sometimes at the community events, we don't even speak to each other really, because there's so many people.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, me neither. I'm so proud of what we've created and what's to come. I'm so excited to see what comes over the next year, decade.
Well, you've manifested our beef now, so I'll be buzzing for that one.
Yes, well, thanks for interviewing me as well.
Yeah, thanks for being such a good interviewee. That's the right word.
All right, see ya.
See you next time.